This will be for the Kuta software worksheet review of equations. So there's a few basic steps involved for this worksheet. They don't always have to be in this order, but this is basically the order I suggest you use. All right, so first you want to use the distributive property if necessary. Not all of the problems will require that. Step 2, you want to combine like terms on each side of the equation. So combine them on the left of the equal sign, then combine them on the right side as well. Step 3, you want to collect the variables on one side and the constant numbers on the other side of the equation. All right, the variables will be the ones with letters in them, and the constant numbers will be the ones with no letters in them. So you want variables on one side and numbers on the other. And then finally, step 4, you solve for the variable. Okay, problem number 1, there is nothing to distribute here. So we will combine like terms. So 3n and 4n, they both have the letter n. So we can combine like terms. 3 plus 4 is 7. And we still have the n. And that equals negative 14. Okay, right here, this is n times 7. The opposite of times 7 is divided by 7. So you want to do the same thing to both sides of the equation. Okay, the 7's cancel. And n equals negative 14 over 7. All right, negative 14 divided by 7 is negative 2. Final answer. All right, don't forget, negative divided by positive is going to be negative. And also, you can check your answers on pages 3 and 4. So as you can see, we got it correct, negative 2. Okay, on number 5, we need to use distributive property. On the left-hand side, nothing we can do yet, so I'll just rewrite the negative 36. And on the right-hand side, distributing the 6. Positive 6 times positive 2 is 12. And then 6 times negative 8n. 6 times negative 8 is negative 48. And we still have the n. Okay. On the left and on the right, nothing we can combine on either side. So we want to go to step 3, collect numbers on one side and letters on the other. So we'll leave the negative 48n, and I'm going to do minus 12. The opposite of positive 12 is negative 12. You want to do that to both sides. All right, negative 36 minus 12. It is basically the same as adding, but you keep the negative number. All right, so 6 plus 2 is 8, and 3 plus 1 is 4. So that's negative 48. 12 minus 12 cancels, and bring down your negative 48n. All right, I just want to remind you for this step here, if you're at negative 36 on the number line and you subtract 12, you are going to go 12 units to the left. Okay, so the number you get when you subtract 12 should be smaller than negative 36. All right, so that's why it's negative 48. Final step, solve for the variable. N is times negative 48. The opposite of times negative 48 is divided by negative 48. On the right-hand side, negative 48 over negative 48 cancels. It's just 1. But you don't need to write 1 in front of the n. It's the same thing. Negative 48 divided by negative 48 is just 1. The same number over itself. And on the right, we're left with n. Final answer. N equals 1. Okay, please pause and try number 9 using the distributive property as the first step. Okay, so distributing the 7. 7 times 1 is just 7. And then 7 times positive 5n is positive 35n. Distributing the 6. Positive 6 times positive 1 is positive 6. And positive 6 times positive 4n, well, 6 times 4 is 24. And you still have the n. And we still have 13 on the right-hand side. All right, step 2, combine like terms on either side. So we have 7 plus 6. That will give us 13. And we have 35n plus 24n. 35 plus 24 is 59. And we still have the n on each one. And that equals 13. All right, we want letters on one side and numbers on the other. So 59n, nothing to combine. Want to get rid of this 13 right here. The opposite of positive 13 is minus 13 or negative 13. Do the same thing to both sides. 13 minus 13 cancels. Bring down your 59n. Bring down the equal sign, and again, 13 minus 13 cancels. But we need the 0 over here. We don't need a 0 right here. That would just be plus 0. But we do need a 0 here to solve. So 13 minus 13 is 0. Okay, n is times 59. The opposite of times 59 is divided by 59. So the 59s cancel right here. That's just 1 or 1n. 0 divided by 59 is just 0. So n equals 0. Final answer. Okay, remember you can't divide by 0, but if 0 is in the numerator and not the denominator, then it's 0. Okay, please pause and try number 17. There's nothing to distribute, but you can combine like terms on either side, and I would do that as the first step. All right, nothing to combine here. 8 plus 6x. That remains as is. But on the right-hand side, we can combine the constant terms, the ones without variables. 8 plus 7 plus 3. Okay, I know 7 plus 3 is 10, plus 8 is 18. All right, we still have positive 8x. All right, now we want to get numbers on one side and letters on the other. Okay, we can go either way, but I would prefer to keep the x variable positive, the coefficient with x. So I'm not going to do negative 8x here. I'd rather do negative 6x right here. All right, the opposite of positive 6x is negative 6x. Okay, I'd rather do 8 minus 6 instead of 6 minus 8 because I would rather have it positive. But it doesn't matter. You can really do it either way. 6x minus 6x cancels. And 8x minus 6x is 2x. And you want to bring down the equal sign. Now, since the x's canceled over here and we have the x's on the right of the equal sign, I want to get rid of this 18 and bring it over to the left. So the opposite of positive 18 is negative 18. Okay, you want to do that to both sides. 8 minus 18 is going to give us negative 10. Okay, 18 minus 18 is just 0. It cancels. All right, we don't need to put plus 0 right here. It's not going to do anything. So we have x times 2. The opposite of times 2 is divided by 2. You want to do that to both sides. 2 divided by 2 cancels. That's just 1 or 1x. And negative 10 divided by 2 gives us negative 5.